everybody. Welcome to the Rant for Thursday. It's totally Thursday, the 6th day of August. Okay, as I told you yesterday, hi everybody, Pugs Moran, Kelly Moore Memorial Studios on the beautiful south side of Chicago. Talk, not unlike, or not like really anything you're going to find on the AM dial. I don't do any sort of carrying water for particular political interests. No, I'm just a regular guy trying to do a talk show for common people, normal people, the peasants, as I sometimes refer to us as, the working class is how we proudly define ourselves. That's who this show is for. Normal people, not MAGA weirdos, not Antifa weirdos, the rest of us who can happily do business and really not get all twisted by learning you voted for somebody else. A show for normal people, hot topics, current events, trends, whatever it is, that's what we do. And we do it here every day at noon. Today, I don't know, is like the setting sun and stuff going to give me away? I am not live today. I am typically live. I'm live every day, but this is the first time that we are doing a pre-recorded show. It's like Tuesday at 5:30, 5:21. It's Tuesday at 5:21. So I'm going to record this. I'm also going to do another like evergreen show on Friday. It's going to be different than a normal show, which will have, I try to be more topical in current events and all that. But Friday's going to be a little bit, I'm going to record that later tonight. And I'll just say this. I'm probably going to be high when I'm recording. Because if I'm recording it at like 11 o'clock, Daddy needs his sleep. Daddy needs his medicines. So that show Friday might be kind of interesting because I'm probably going to, I'm probably going to be real high. So we've got that to look forward to. A reminder, please, just because I'm not here in person. And by the way, I'm sorry. Maybe none of us are here in person because, as I say, the world might have ended last night. I hope it didn't. Knock wood. My boy and I got big plans. But if it did end last night, then sorry. Sorry, I missed the big story. There's kind of a big story that's perking up right now that I'll talk about. So maybe that'll be relevant for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am going to the... Sorry. Today, right now, I am at the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry in the beautiful Hyde Park neighborhood. I love that area. Me and my son, my 17-year-old son, he's going back to Texas on Friday, and these are our last couple of days, so we're trying to Ferris Bueller it up. We on Monday, we went crazy Ferris Bueller on Monday. We did everything. We did the Sears Tower. We did bikes along the lakefront. We did the planetarium. We did the Field Museum. We did the boat ride. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all right, I got one more. I think I got one more. I'm supposed to have one more ticket, and I think that's for we're going to do the museum tomorrow. Science and Industry. Anyway, that's where I am right now. And who says you can't be in two places at once? Who says that? Everybody says that. That's who. Big reminder, it is August. It's we used to do pledge weeks where we tried to make all our bills, but then that started to just not work. So pledge week became just a constant shaking of the can, like some shady religious evangelist guy. Help the show, please. Tip the show if you can. We have no money. We do this completely. What we do this for nothing is what we do this for. So if you want to support this kind of talk that doesn't, carry water for either the right or the left, it's just kind of a normal straight down the middle every single day talk radio driven by current events and normal people. Drop a little something in either the Venmo or the Cash App. That would be great. Thank you so much. And as is the custom around here, let's thank our heroes that have already established themselves of supporters of Indie Talk Radio. That is, of course, Leslie C. She was first. Leslie C. was the first this month. Thank you for supporting the show. Leslie C. Peter, who just absolutely made Monday. Thank you, Peter. That was amazing. Peter dropped a really nice tip right in the middle of our big Ferris Bueller day. And it's like, oh, all right now. we can go to a sit-down restaurant thanks to Uncle Peter. So thank you, Peter, for supporting this show. And also Barney yesterday. Thank you, Barney. As consistent as they come, an old friend. Thank you. Appreciate it. One more time, you can add your name to the wall of fame. All you got to do is drop a little something in the Venmo or the Cash App. Now that that's done, let's get into what today's show is. Or last night's show, around dinner time, around the time that you were eating dinner last night. This is basically what the world was happening. Hold on. I'm not even in my right place. Bump, 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 bump. Here we go. All right, here's the big breaking story. We're going to get into this first, right? We got an impeachment watch. Yeah, that's the story that's breaking right now. It's probably nothing. It's probably a big... What's the MAGA phrase? That's like, it sounds like a phrase your mom said, but now like everybody uses it like it's a cool phrase, and it's not. What is it? What is that phrase? Nothing burger. That's what it is. A big nothing burger. Anyway, right now, if you're looking at Twitter, you're seeing all my best lefty friends are very excited about this. And I'm like, yeah. You come for the king, you best not miss. And they have missed twice. Miserably, they have missed twice. But here we go again. We've got an impeachment alert happening. Now, what's this one about? This apparently has something to do with his kids, his Heckle and Jekyll, whatever they are, Idiot 1 and Idiot 2. They have apparently started all of these businesses, new businesses. They've started all of these businesses that are apparently getting defense contracts. I mean, just a coincidence. It has nothing to do with who their dad is or their last name or anything like that. It's just the Trump brothers have said that their investments in companies seeking defense contracts are aligned with patriotic goals of creating new U.S. manufacturing jobs. It's all about patriotism and manufacturing. Couldn't possibly be about, I don't know, corruption. Here, let me give you the actual story on what this is. Those were just some cool quotes. I got more cool quotes from the Trump side of things as far as explaining this whole deal. All right, here it is. This concerns a bunch of senators, lawmakers, some might call them. They have called for a Pentagon probe of Trump family-backed companies. And these are companies that are run now by Eric and Stewart. Eric and Stewart Jr., Don Jr. Would be Don Jr. What with the president's name being Don and all. The letter to the Pentagon's Inspector General was prompted by New York or Chicago, Washington. Is that? Oh, I'm reading it from. Oh, I get it. I got tripped up. Okay, so this is from the Washington Post. They're being a little bit self-congratulatory, and I got confused by that because I just thought they were more dignified. But no, I guess nobody is ever going to be humble again. Not after, what we've had since 2016. The rest of our lives are going to be, led by braggadocio. No more humble, quiet heroes. No, it's all going to be like a 90s hip hop guy talking about how much money he's got and how many jet skis he owns. All right, Washington Post, pat yourself on the back. It says here, letters to Pentagon's Inspector General was prompted by Post reporting that startups affiliated with the president's son have won $3.2 billion in defense contracts. So that's the problem. So Trump's kids, they've made some startups. And these startups got defense contracts to the tune of $3.2 billion, if the reporting by the Washington Post is to be believed. And I'm guessing they've got some evidence. They're not like some YouTuber who wears his MAGA hat and has 15 million followers, who doesn't really need to have anything. No, the Washington Post, this is a multi-source. I don't make me get into one of my journalism raps, okay? It's Washington Post. I still trust them. I trust them more than internet stuff. So, but this is depressing to learn here that they're Patting themselves on the back. All right, here's the story. Let's go. Keep on. Sorry. A group of... Guys, I'm losing my page. If I sound like I'm being a little bit scattered here, it's because something very strange is happening here with my computer. So let me try and get this. I'm not going to explain it to you. Boy, that's fun. Hey, the streamer started explaining what he was seeing like on tech support. All right, let's start from the beginning again. A group of Democratic lawmakers have asked the Pentagon's official watchdog to open an investigation after the Washington Post revealed that 15 companies with investments from President Donald Trump's sons have garnered $3.2 billion in federal contracts, investments, and loans, most coming after Trump took office for the second time. The letter, see here are the people. This is why it's a nothing burger. The letters come from Senators Elizabeth Warren, Richard Blumenthal, Tammy Duckworth. I like Tammy. Tammy's one of my senators. I like Tammy. Shut up. Shut up. I like Tammy. Elizabeth Warren, Richard Blumenthal, Tammy Duckworth, and Rep. Robert Garcia of California. It asks for an inquiry into the Defense Department's contracts awarded to companies affiliated with Eric and Don Jr. This, according to a copy of the request that has been provided to the Post. All right, how about that? So that's the reason. That's the reason that there's a lot of people very excited. A lot of people think, well, we got them this time. And I'm just saying this is the impeachment alert part 3. Let's tap them brakes here, folks. As I said earlier, the Trump brothers have said that their investments in these companies that seek defense contracts are aligned with patriotic goals of creating new U.S. manufacturing jobs. It's not at all about them using their daddy and their daddy's position to make them billions. No, it's not about that. It's about patriotism. Bringing manufacturing jobs back to America. And oh yeah, defeating China. It's about defeating China. This is not about me. This is not about me and my island. This is all happening right in front of our eyes, guys. That's why I turn my nose up at this and I laugh. You know, I say, oh, good luck. Good luck. Part 3 here. Here we go. This ain't enough. This is obviously true. This is all clearly true. But we don't have a problem with it anymore, or at least in this very moment in time, don't have a problem with it again. I imagine if this was, somebody else who maybe wasn't Donald Trump, we'd all have problems with it. But why does this guy get special treatment? What the hell is going on here? It says here, spokespeople, it says Trump brothers have said that their investments in companies seeking defense contracts are aligned with patriotic goals of creating new U.S. manufacturing jobs and defeating China's edge in drones, artificial intelligence, and other critical components of the supply chain. Trump Jr. previously had told the Post through a spokesperson that he does not interface with the federal government as part of his role with any company he invests in. The spokesman, Andy Sarabian, stressed that Trump Jr. is a private citizen and a businessman who has never served in government. Shut up! Oh, shut up! Like we're supposed to hear that and go, oh, yeah, that's all true. He is probably not. He probably never talked to his dad about it. He probably never talked to these investors and said, I have my dad's here. No, it's absurd. Spokesperson acting on behalf of and speaking for the Trump organization, her name is Kimberly Benza. She told the Post that Eric Trump and Donald Trump are passive minority investors with absolutely no involvement in the day-to-day operations, strategic decisions, management, or any activities of these companies. They have no role whatsoever in the awarding, oversight, or management of any government contracts and remain proud to invest in American companies and American technology. You people, they think you're stupid. They're expecting you to hear all of that and go, I don't understand what you're saying because I'm stupid. And then they're punctuating it with America America. And you're going, I don't know what they're saying. America? What? Oh, America. They have been whoring out true patriotism for 40 years now. About 40, probably longer than that. But I mean, I'm not that old. So that's like as long as I've been noticing the flag pins, the bumper stickers. I'm more American than you. Okay, pal. I don't know about that. GTFO, as the kids say. White House spokesperson Anna Kelly referred the Post to an earlier statement that said that there was no conflicts of interest and that this is the same tired narrative that Democrats have pushed against President Trump, his family, and his administration for a decade now. Yeah, it is. That doesn't make it not true. Yes, you're tired of it. I'm honestly tired of it too, because I can't believe that we're still having to try. And can we just go back for a moment here to the spokesperson, Kimberly Benza. Here's what she said. She said that they are passive minority investors with absolutely no involvement in the day-to-day operations, strategic decisions, or management of any of the companies they invest in. Okay, so nobody thought they had offices there. Nobody thought that they were actually working on groundbreaking AI that will compete with China. Nobody thought that's what. No, this is about them simply being conduits to the Oval Office and influence with the Pentagon. That's what this is. Shut up, Kimberly Benza. Stop trying to just, bedazzle us with nonsense. Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. are passive minority investors with absolutely no involvement in the day. Shut up. They act like we're all stupid. All right. There you go. So we got impeachment stuff there. Okay. So impeachment alert. Be paying attention to this one. Here's another story that I was looking at. Here we go. This one. Oh God, everybody panic. Pearl clutch. Are we running out of oil? The Mirror, no less a source than the Mirror. We went from the Washington Post to the Mirror. The Mirror, which is a garbage newspaper, the Mirror posted a big splashy headline that I've seen in the last hour 3 times floating around the Twitters. Maybe it's just the people I follow. I don't know. But the headline basically says, U.S. running out of emergency oil. They only have 43 days left until all the oil is gone. Well, that sounds serious to me. I mean, I don't know much about, oil. I don't know. You know what I know? I know about gas prices. That's it. I don't know why it's had to happen, but I have become an expert in gas prices. But that's it. That's about the extent of my knowledge concerning oil and our strategic reserve or whatever the hell this is. But the Mirror reported that we only have 43 days left of oil. It's a panic headline used to make people go, wait, that can't be true. And click, 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 right? That's how it works. So I'm wondering what happens on day 44. Well, here's the thing about this story. Don't fall for it. If anybody, and this is, I think, something that is being pushed around by the left. God love them. Shut up, right? It's not like you right guys are any better. You guys are weird too. Anyway, this is something I'm seeing from some of my lefty friends that Trump has screwed up so bad that we only have 43 days of oil. That is kind of true. It's kind of true. Here's what I've been able to learn about this. So our goal is to have 65 days. We want to have 65 days built up of, what is this called? Hold on, I'll tell you exactly what. Buffer crude, okay? Said that the Mirror reports that we only have 43 days of buffer crude. That is total U.S. inventories, including the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. And this is relative to daily demand. So if daily demand for oil in this country stays up, we only have 43 days and then we're out of oil. But here's what they're not telling you about that. That's only a problem if we stop refining and stop drilling, which, by the way, our refineries are working like overtime. They are cranking out more oil than ever before. They're working round the clock shifts. So that number is never going to change from 43 at the current pace because we are keeping up. We are making more and refining more, okay? It says daily U.S. drilling and global imports continue to flow. The reserve, the number, is not a hard countdown clock. However, hitting this number is a 45-year low on inventory. And there's a whole bunch of other things. But normally, the goal is 60. Hold on, is it 65? Yes, the goal is 65. It's a cushion for geopolitical shocks. And this apparently, where does this come from? Is it completely made up? It is not made up. It comes to us from, who's the guy who did it? Somebody who is in charge of hold on, I'm sorry, guys. My screen is screwing up again. I do apologize. I can't get this page now. I can't get the page. Okay, anyway, let's not worry about this. Let's not spend any more time on this story. Don't believe anybody who says we're running out of oil. That would be how many days we would have if we stopped producing any more oil. But we haven't stopped producing more oil. We are cranking oil out at a pace that we've never done before. Okay, so somebody tries to scare you and tell you we're running out of oil. We aren't. If they all stop refining oil, then that 43-day thing. That 43-day thing is based on, that's it. We're not making any more oil. How much oil do we have? And we are not there yet. Okay, so let's not worry about it. Here's an interesting story that I just saw this afternoon. Jerry Jones and Mark Cuban, two, for my Dallas friends, two of the most high-profile personalities there in North Texas. Well, probably Texas in general, but in the Dallas area, I would say that Jerry Jones and Mark Cuban are probably the two biggest celebrities in the Dallas area. That right? I mean, who? I mean, I'm trying to think of like who else? Like everyday celebrities that you could see. All right, let's go with that. And boy, doesn't that speak highly of Dallas? They're just billionaires. That's all. That's why they're famous. They're billionaires who own sports teams. Rich guys are who the most famous people. All right. Dirk, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, Jerry Jones, there was a story, and I saw this a couple of days ago, and I didn't think much of it, but now there seems to be a little bit more to it. Jerry Jones, the headline that I saw a couple of days ago suggested that Jerry Jones was selling the Cowboys. Again, that's the clickbait. That is not the headline. Jerry Jones is not selling the Cowboys. What seems to be at issue here is that Jerry Jones could be interested in selling like pieces of the little pieces, minority shares, minority interests or whatever. Here's the headline. It says, dealing in Dallas, Jerry Jones is open to selling $13 billion Dallas Cowboys in stunning announcement. That's the headline. That's the bullshit headline. That is not at all the story. Cowboys president is leaving the door open to selling a portion. See, you have to scroll down and then you read away from the headline. And by the way, don't blame the person who wrote the story for the headline. This is a mistake that people make all the time. The headline is written by somebody else. The headline is written by a specific person who does headlines. The story is written by the journalist. So that's why there's a lot of the headline is one thing and you read the story and you're like, that is not at all. So in this case, where the headline is deliberately misleading to make us think that Jerry Jones is selling the Cowboys, do not blame the reporter, because the reporter, the first line is, the Cowboys president is leaving the door open to selling a portion of his team. So there you go. Look at me defending. Former longtime Dallas Mavericks majority owner Mark Cuban reportedly said that he is also open to buying a piece of the Cowboys. The report added that Jones said that he's open to selling to Cuban. Oh, look at these two. Isn't that cute? They're not, well, they're probably talking in real life. But as far as we, the public, get to know, it's all like somebody asks Jerry a question. Would you go to the dance? Jerry, Would you go to the dance if Mark asked you? And then they go over to Mark and they say, Mark, Jerry said that he'd go to the dance with you if you asked. That's what's happening here. Except it's the billionaire version. Jones did share that he's not currently interested in adding to the ownership group, but that he's not against it, considering it in the future, and would be okay with selling to Cuban's group as he respects the billionaire. Here's a quote now. It says, that's exactly why, if you're me, you would be open to that. Wait, it's Jerry Jones. I can't. He talks weird. And this is a direct quote. Jerry Jones says, that's exactly why, if you're me, you would be open to that, is because of the man, he told Dallas Morning News. Goes on to say, I have all the respect in the world for Mark Cuban, and I know what he did for the Mavericks and what he's done for basketball. He's in addition to financial boat streams of your team, you want to associate with the what the fuck is Jerry talking? Here's what Jerry's talking about. Jerry is slurping Cuban. Here's let me give it to you again. I have all the respect in the world for him, and I know what he did for the Mavericks and what he's done for basketball. He's in addition to financial boat streams of your team. What does that mean? He's in addition to financial boat streams of your team. I don't know what that word means. Is that a term? I'm just making it up. He's in addition to financial boat streams of your team. You want to associate with the highest quality of a person who loves the game, then also at the same time wants to do something about it. Mark leads the way in that, said Jerry Jones. The outlet then reached out to Cuban, who said his private equity firm, Harbinger Sports Partners, would in fact be open to buying a stake in the Cowboys. I don't know what any of this means. However, Cuban's fund hasn't been approved to buy chunks of NFL teams. I guess that's an NFL thing. Yeah, like you don't let people to buy significant portions of teams unless they get vetted by all the other people at the country club. Oh, yes. The owners have to decide whether you are worthy enough to join the august body that is the NFL owners group. Those people all suck. They all suck in their catty. That's a sitcom. Yeah. That's a sitcom or a show or something like Succession, except it centers around the NFL owners. That's a show. Anyway, my point is this. Jerry Jones is very influential. If Jerry Jones wants to bring Mark Cuban in as a chunk buyer of his Cowboys, Jerry Jones will have no trouble whatsoever convincing the rest of the NFL. It's not going to be a problem. I don't think. Is there anybody in the NFL that hates Mark Cuban? I'm trying to think. All right. It says here, Cuban also has Cuban's fund, his buyers group, his fund. And by the way, they've bought into other teams. The Cowboys wouldn't be the first. Cuban's fund isn't approved to buy chunks of NFL teams, but Jones could want Cuban as a partner and not his private equity fund. Okay, so the suggestion is that Jerry Jones, oh man, you guys, do you know what's happening here? You know who hates this story? Steven. Steven hates this story, you guys. Holy shit. Okay, because here's what's happening. Daddy's playing dirty. That Mark Cuban, the son I always wanted. Mark Cuban, you're the son. You're the son I am. That's what's happening here. Holy shit. Jerry's at the end, and he's going to bring in Mark Cuban at the very end to compete with Steven. Steven thought he was going to get the whole thing. Steven thought one day Dad would go to bed and, Daddy, wake up, Daddy. That's what Steven thought was going to happen. No, but now he's going to have some dude like Mark Cuban floating around, somebody who just at every turn, people are going to give far more respect because he just seems like he knows what he's doing more than Steven and Daddy. That's what's happening here. Oh my God. We just stumbled onto it in real time. Yeah. Okay. Jerry Jones is bringing Mark Cuban in just to fuck with Steven, and I love it. Here's another story that I love. And maybe we can do a dick of the day and we'll just point the thumbs at this guy because maybe I'm the dick of the day for loving this story. Salad and Go went out of business. Good riddance to you, Salad and Go. You guys ever seen a Salad and Go? All right, let me give you the story. So I believe there is a Salad and Go on Lemon Avenue. Between like Lomo, Alto, and Douglas. I think there's a Salad. That's kind of a big. I think there's a Salad and Go in there somewhere. Maybe like Oaklawn and Wycliffe. Is that where it is? Like Oaklawn and Wycliffe. Oaklawn. Why am I saying it like that? I'm saying it like a weirdo. Oaklawn and Wycliffe. I think there's a Salad and Go over there. Anyway, I might be wrong, but I know that there was a Salad and Go right down the street from here. Salad and Go is gone. There you go. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, you pretentious. Salad and Go files for bankruptcy and closes all locations permanently and immediately. Salad and Go, a made-to-order fast casual spot dishing up salads, wraps, and breakfast options, has filed for bankruptcy and revealed all locations will close down today. The company, which was co-founded by restaurant owners Angie's. I don't know what Angie's is. Angie's a thing. Maybe it's just not in the Midwest or Texas. I don't know what Angie's is. Today is a bittersweet day for us. 13 years ago, we pretentiously started Salad and Go with a simple belief that great tasting, good for you food should be affordable for everyone. We dreamed that anywhere there was a McDonald's, there would also be a better and healthy alternative that people could afford. Here's the problem. Your shit was expensive. McDonald's offered actually bigger portions for less money. So quit your shit talking about McDonald's salads. And here's the other problem. This is what, I don't know if you guys remember, this is what it looks like. They weren't everywhere. They were just in enough places to irritate me, usually located near a yoga studio. Salad and Go. All right, so here is my problem with Salad and Go from the beginning. Let me get some fruit punch. It's late in the day. I'm having fruit punch. All right, so people who enjoy fast food. Hi. That'd be me. Take a Wendy's double to go. Thank you. Frosty. McDonald's. Oh my God. You know what they got to bring that big arch back. That big arch, man. I ain't looking for no salads on the go. How do you eat a salad in your car? What? So here was the problem with places like Salad and Go from the very beginning. Nobody who eats or nobody who is in the habit of eating fast food eat salads. How's that? If you are the kind of person that only eats salad and doesn't eat fast food, it's not because you wish McDonald's had better salads. It's because you know that fast food is garbage and you're in a habit of eating a much healthier way. So I'm thinking nobody is going to eat. Like anyway, there you go. Salad and Go is out of business. My thoughts on this, I think they're clear. I think you people understand. It was a flawed. Here's what pisses me off. I have so many incredible ideas. This was a bad one, and yet this one got funded. Probably a rich kid. Daddy can't say no. The co-founders of Salad and Go and now owners of Angie's, Tony and Rushan Christofelis. They exited back in 2021 after selling to an investment firm. Oh, they got out. Good for them. They got out. It's the investment firm that. All right, they got out. They realized their mistake. They realized that girls, Like, because the idea must have been, people want fast food, but they also want healthy fast food. That must have been the pitch, right? But again, I'm saying the flaw there is that people who eat healthy do not eat fast food. They already eat healthy. So their pitch was those people will adopt this new habit of going to a fast food place for their healthy food. I just don't see it. Anyway, the brothers got out. The closures seem to indicate that the chain is coming to an end. The drive-through salad chain has location. Again, you can't eat salad on your lap. Balancing a salad on your lap? Are you kidding me? Ugh. The closures seem to indicate that the chain is coming to an end. The drive-through salad chain has locations all across Arizona, Nevada, and spread out in other select locales from coast to coast. Salad and go. Angie's owners, the Cristofellis, said that the closures will not impact their current businesses as the mission was never just about salads. Well, good, because it should never be. Salads are an afterthought, okay? Unless you're adding like significant proteins to this, like eggs and meats and stuff. A salad is just a salad. It's supposed to be like a nice, I don't know what it's supposed to be. We've all been programmed to think we're supposed to eat a salad before every meal, even if we have broccoli and other shit. But we eat your salad. All right, I'm not a big salad fan, unless, of course, I love a chef salad. I love that. I love an antipasta salad. Oh, my God. And my salad dressings of choice is the worst you can think of. Like, if you could think of, like, what would Pug's favorite salad dressing be? Thousand Island. Thousand Island is my favorite. Heavy Caesar is my other favorite, and blue cheese. So, yeah, when I'm eating a salad, I'm not really watching the waistline. All right, that's going to do it. Salad and go has gone. All right, now an update on something from yesterday. We told you the Perez Hilton, Perez Hilton, the celebrity blogger who was sort of a much lesser TMZ back in the day, but was successful enough to have certainly made some money. Or did he? We've got an update on it. He did a stream on TikTok a couple of nights back, and he was in the middle of a mental crisis, and he was behaving in a way that caused people to call 911, which caused the police to show up and ambulances. There was a standoff. He was apparently involved in self-harm, very disturbing photos. We played a video yesterday of him covered in blood. Not good. So he's having a serious mental thing, and the police came, slight standoff. He was talked out, and now he's in the hospital. Okay, so now he's in the hospital, and we're starting to learn a whole bunch of weird details about what was going on. Like, for instance, I reported yesterday that his reported or speculated, I suppose, celebrity net worth based on his sales of the Perez Hilton name and brand and some podcast deals that he had done was almost $30 million. $30 million is what was said to be the net worth of Perez Hilton. But apparently there's some stories that are out now that says he was flat broke, which, I don't doubt it. People live beyond their means. And, for a normal working class people, you, me, whoever, we hear about 30 million and we're like, man, I'm so glad that my grandchildren are going to be rich. Because like if we had 30 million, that would be generational wealth. But some of these people, man, they get this money and how could he have blown 30? Perez Hilton. You don't need a yacht, do you? You need a condo. You need like a nice condo, maybe a house. Does it need to be 50,000 square feet, Perez? Perez Hilton, do you need a 50,000 square foot home on Star Island? Do you? That's not where he lives. He lives in a suburb. And, when I was reading about it and seeing the suburb where he resides, it's not opulent. It's not crazy. So I assumed he still had his money. Apparently he's in some big financial problems. Also, there's this weird Ariana Grande connection. Do you guys know about this? And this is crazy because yesterday we did a story on Ariana Grande and how she apparently told Alicia Silverstone, who then announced it on her podcast. Not true, by the way. Everything I'm about to tell you is totally not true. But yesterday we did the story where Ariana Grande's striking physical appearance, she doesn't look good. Ariana Grande's striking physical appearance is due to Leonardo DiCaprio feeding her a dead baby on the set of Don't Look Up as a part of some cannibalistic Hollywood ritual. Talked about that yesterday. I don't think that's true. It's probably not true. She looks terrible though. Anyway, we did that story yesterday. So now we've got Ariana Grande back in the news. I don't know. She's got a new album. I'm not like an Ariana. I don't know. I'm not an Ariana Grande fan. But here, apparently, I'll just show it to you. A lot of people are saying that he was posing or trying to pose as Ariana Grande, who I guess has a new video out, or maybe it's an old video. I don't know. Excuse me. I'm a middle-aged man. I'm not up on my Ariana Grande. But she has a video where she is apparently covered in blood, and I guess he's obsessed with her or something. I don't know. Anyway, here you go. This is what they're saying the Ariana Grande connection is. Yeah, all right, so there you have it. I don't know what's going on, but everybody's talking. They're saying he was doing it for Ariana Grande, and he lost his mind because he lost all his money. Don't know if any of that's true. Don't know if any of that's true. You hear about her eating Leonardo DiCaprio dead baby? I don't know if that's true either, but, that's what they're trying to make us believe. So, Perez Hilton update. There you go. That's in the books. Here's another interesting, fun story. This one. So remember UFC 250? Remember the big White House? I guess it was in the backyard. White House lawn UFC 250. They told us it was gonna be more people than watch the Super Bowl. Remember, it was all this shit. Well, it was none of that shit. It actually did fine on Netflix. It was a Netflix thing. Did fine. And remember, that was never going to be bigger than the Super Bowl because Netflix doesn't have as many current subscribers as the Super Bowl has viewers. So there would be no. Anyway, point is, it was fine. It was fine. It was a stunt. It wasn't a massive success. It's not something that, we're not going to do this every Friday, like the president said in the days that followed the event. But Dana White is talking about UFC 250 and the aftermath of it. And apparently they lost millions. They lost. So here were some of the problems. Let me give you the story here. Some of the problems were they couldn't sell tickets. This was all Trump's friends. This was a private birthday UFC fight for the president of the United States. It wasn't like people could go there the way Dana White on a normal fight can sell maybe, 30,000 tickets or whatever the size of the stadium is that they're at. President Donald Trump's much discussed UFC event that took place on the White House lawn ended up being a major net loss for the company. UFC Freedom 250 took place on June the 14th. That was Trump's 80th birthday. The night was packed with a wide variety of patriotic flourishes, including ring walks that began inside the White House. Fighters were also joined by members of the U.S. Armed Services as they made their way to the octagon. The event was largely just another UFC fight night that happened to take place at the White House. The one exception came when heavyweight this is the only thing people remember. The guy, that's the fight where the guy said Michelle Obama's a dude, right? That's it. And as I recall, and I don't really remember the details, but as I recall, I think it was a pretty good fight card, wasn't it? But just not memorable, I guess. Despite all the attention the event got, it didn't make the UFC money. According to reports of the UFC, the blah, 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 from BBC Sport, blah, 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 the UFC actually ended up losing approximately $30 million putting on Freedom 250. An estimated 4,300 people, including President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, were present for the invite-only event on the South Lawn for the presidential compound. None of those people paid tickets. Yeah, 4,000 people were there. None of them paid for a ticket. It was all free. That is something that the UFC typically relies upon. Gate attendance, that kind of thing. It says here, tickets were not sold to the general public for the event, and initial costs were predicted to be more than $60 million. So they went $60 million in to produce that event, couldn't charge tickets. In the days leading up to the event, Dana White predicted that viewership for Freedom 250 would rival the Super Bowls. In the days after, Trump boasted that it might have been even bigger than the FIFA World Cup, an international tournament that attracts billions of viewers. Both claims turned out to be way off the mark, as the fight night attracted just 34 million viewers. That's it. There's the number. 34 million. That figure is just a little under 1/4 of the average viewership of a typical Super Bowl. All right, so didn't do any of that. It was an atrocious eyesore, and I believe humiliating for the dignity of the White House. But I remember the fights being pretty good. I mean, we survived it. You can hate that event, but we survived it. The White House is still there. It's all decked out in gold lame now. You know what it's like? It's like whatever the next president is, whatever happens next, with the White House, hopefully it'll be some return to some, normalcy. It's going to be like you don't want to know what your wife was like in college with dudes. You don't want to. That's what it's going to be. We're just not going to talk about Trump in the White House, and we're going to take all that gold lame off. It's just going to be. That's really what it is. We're going to talk about the presidency, this Trump presidency. It's going to be. No, we don't know. We don't want to know. We don't know, honey. No, don't tell me about the time you and the girls went on spring break. Don't. I'm married to you now. I don't want to hear that story about how you blew 5 guys in 6 nights. We'll pretend the White House wasn't a whore for 5 years, okay? Or got more than that. 8 years? It'll be 8 years, right? Yeah, 8 years total. If we get there, see the first story of the day. Impeachment watch. All right. So the UFC didn't make money. They lost money. Dana White says about $30 million. And that is also echoed by the BBC. The BBC who did, I don't know, sports track. It's something the BBC does. I don't know what it is. You guys go check it out. Let's see here. Sorry guys. So I'm doing things a little bit differently today because, I'm not actually here. I'm in 2 places at once. This is not a live show. The show was filmed last night. So it's just a little different setup for me. So give me a moment here, please. Look at me. I'm also you know what I'm realizing right now? I'm a much nicer guy when I'm not yelling at like Adam or, Barney or whoever. Who are my 2? Those are my 2 because I know they can take it. Same with Byron. I don't know. All right, where are we at? Let's see. Do I even have one of these? I don't think you know what, guys? Here's what we're going to do. I know that this is going to be a shorter show, but let's do our 3 videos. Let's wrap up our 3 videos. We'll call it a Thursday show. And then we'll be back with full on, ungoverned shows that sometimes go on for hours at a time on Monday. But let's, here's what we're going to do here. Let's do our 3 things. What do you say? 3 things segment. 1, 2, 3 things. These are 3 videos, 3 things that are going around on the internets that I have seen over the course of the past few hours, right? I try to make them as daily as possible. Well, this one's going to be old. But anyway, 3 videos, 3 fun videos. And we talk about them right here. I lost my place. Do you know how cool this show would be with just like a whole bunch of producers where I didn't have to do anything except dial into what I'm saying next? Oh my God. To have success again. All right, let's do our 3 videos. 1, 2, tree videos, just like the sign says. We're going to start off. This one is cool, but also terrible. I have purposely not looked into how anybody was. We're going to say they're fine. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, the crew members are safe. All right. So these crew members are all safe. Remember, is it still going on, the big wildfires that are happening all over Europe? Like Spain was on fire and France was on fire and Greece is on fire. These are 2 helicopters. Yeah, I knew there was a reason why I pulled this. I pulled this over the weekend. I wouldn't have pulled it if they're all dead. So anyway, these are 2 firefighting helicopters in Greece trying to put out the wildfires that they're experiencing there. We got wildfires everywhere. Watch this. Oh, Jesus. Who's the asshole? I don't know. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. One more time. And the crew members in this helicopter survived, I guess. I almost said they're fine. I don't know that that's the case, but I do know they survived. Oh! Oh my God! All right. I don't need that. Honestly, now that I think about it, I didn't need that in my life. Let's do this now. The world's most powerful man is Elon Musk. That's right. I think he's the world's most powerful man. I don't think he's not good. I don't think he's good. But I think, money equates to power, at least in this format of a world that we've created. And so he's the most powerful man in the world. And look at him. I don't know what this is. It's just some rando video. Just watch this. Is he introducing his Tesla car in China or something? But this is, again, so undignified, so weird. This man is a weirdo. This man is. Do you think old G's Bob Welch would do this bullshit? Did you ever see Lee Iacocca come out and lead a conga line? When did this happen? This happened with the tech guys, right? Where our CEOs all of a sudden it was the tech. Here's what happened. Okay, so the tech guys were just dorks. Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, they're just dorks. They had no game. They were virgins. They couldn't talk to girls. They're all head up in their dorm rooms, just playing with computers. They were these guys. But then, man, the world changed, and they went from that to gods. And when you're a god and when you're powerful and you have so many other people that depend on you for their livelihoods, their jobs, whatever it is, you start to not get the real scoop from people. People start blowing smoke up your ass all the time. You think you're funny. Like, I'm sure that there are billionaires who think they're hysterical. And it's just because every time they say something, everyone goes, ha, ha, ha. Oh my God, you're so funny. Anyway, I think that's what happened with these tech guys. These tech guys are dorks. And in order to show how they're not dorks, they're actually fun, like 30 years ago, did they make Steve Wozniak dance or something? I think that's where it started from. I think it started with something with like the difference between Jobs and Woz. Like Jobs was cool. Like Jobs doesn't have to do this shit. Jobs doesn't have to dance. He could come out in a turtleneck and be very straightforward. But the nerd, who's very awkward and uncomfortable in his skin, he's got to be fun guy. Look at me. And now they all do it. He's Steve Ballmer. Let's dance. What the fuck, man? Like I say, Lee Iacocca never did that bullshit. Let's check back in with the world's most powerful CEO. And they're all, this is absurdly stupid. And everybody's like, yeah, that's the richest guy in the world. And he's taking it as, haha, they love it. I can do whatever I want. Look at me. and it's fine. It's not even, honestly, if this is all he ever gets, so why would he fight it? Like, why would he be like, well, they don't really like me, they just like me because I'm Elon? This is how people in his universe, because everybody's dependent upon him, and he's King Elon in his personal universe, and he doesn't, touch the peasants. Nobody's going to get close to him. This is because everybody close to him has been blowing smoke up his ass, and he just, so I'm glad it happened. I mean, let's be honest. I'm glad that it's a thing because it's funny. And not for nothing, this is dork. This is like, he can't dance, right? And in addition to, like, all the other things that make him weird and awkward, he can't dance, which, he's, that's weird. How will he ever survive? Gee, I hope the good Lord blessed him with something else. Yeah, I know how absurd it is for me sitting here talking about this guy like he's a dork and I'm the Fonz. Yeah, he was blessed in other ways, okay? Like being born into a diamond mine family in the front. That's born on third base. Borderline mentally disabled kid born into a diamond fortune. Wait, hold on. I love the awkwardness of the girl down. Okay, that was weird. That was, guys, we didn't even expect that. He just did that. He just started. Okay. All right. Okay. Kind of awkward. Are you done, Elon? We can clear the afternoon if you just want to dance in front of the auditorium for the next couple hours. I love that. I love her. Yeah. Okay. 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 Just watch him. Just watch Elon. Just look at how, like, I'm the coolest guy in the world. I mean, just look at, he's loving it. He's loving it. Why does he get so much? Why does he get so much? God damn. Oh. All right, never mind. There he is. Elon Musk being weird, and the Chinese lady. They speak English in China, because that was supposed to be from Americas or China. So I assumed. Anyway, all right, guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. The first of the way I hope to be able to do shows in the future, if I have to miss our standard live stream, which happens every day at noon, Monday through Friday, round about 12-ish every day. Hot topics, current events for the working class, normal people, no right-wing bullshit, no left-wing nonsense. Just normal people talking about the world every day at noon. RadioMisfits.com is where you can find all the back catalog if you're so inclined. Friday show, tomorrow's show is going to be, look at me, I'm on the ball. I know I'm recording this on Wednesday, but I just said it in the moment. I was in Thursday with you right now. We were together in that moment. Friday's show will be like this one too. Okay. So I guess that's it. Oh, please support the show. Drop a little tip if you can. The August fundraising is already on day 6, and things are not going great. We've got 3 people. It's not too humiliating. I am shamed. Drop a little something in either the Venmo or the Cash App, and you can ensure that this kind of talk radio will continue every day in its noon home. That's it with it. And I'm done. I'm going to get out of here. And I want you guys to, above all else, stay neighborly and stuff. And the camera's not working.